So here we are back in the Lamborghini, as I once touched on a short video, as you may have seen, and I had a bit of a dream shattered when I saw it when I got in, because as I said, I found all the interior bland. So the racing gate is the best feature of this interior of the car. It really, I love the feel of it. Lovely and cold to touch at first, but it really sets it all off. I can never understand why a car that in the year 2000 actually had a cassette as well as your CD, but there we go. And that's what I mean about blandness. Everything seems so very dull, but for the nature of the car, I still claim I'd live with it, and I would. I do know some models, hence like this yellow one, some actually do get a coloured stitching, and I have seen ones where this has got the suede here, it continues with leather but a different colour. You get like a two-tone. So they are compromises, they are probably different styles of things you can have. So don't base me on the fact that they're all like this, because they're not. They're certainly not all like this. Comparing it with the Audi, as you'll see in a moment, it is still bland, but it is livable. Now don't forget, we're talking about this Lamborghini that I would say is like a track car. It's more lower, harder, aggressive. It really is what it says on the tin, is this thing. All the displays are clear and precise, and all your toggle switches are there. But with it being a driver's car, your focus isn't on the instruments. So it is just aggressive, it's there to drive and go. 0 to 60 time with this vehicle, you are talking about 3.9 seconds with this, because it can shift, and there's no denying it's a bigger engine than what the Audi has. It's, to me, the most livable driving car, I think, but not out of the two. You'll find out that the Audi is more of a livable car to drive on a daily basis. You're not going to be chucking bags of shopping in this. There's no back seats, as with the Audi there isn't. A few things I do find is you are a lot lower in this than you are with the Audi. You're extremely low in this. In fact, I feel like I am kissing the tarmac with my butt cheeks. I honestly feel that way. And I noticed straight away, just looking at the outside, the Audi is a lot taller. But I'm a fairly tall bloke, and I have just got headroom in this. Like I say, you peel everything away, and they are both made by Audi. This car, strangely enough, was made before the R8. This was out before the R8, and then they made the R8. So yeah, this has been around, but the looks of this car I don't think are dated. I really think this car is holding its own in such a good way, and is definitely worth for the money with this car. There's nothing you could really fault with, except, I said, the bland interior. But owning a car like this, and it's all about, for me, feeling special, and this car makes me feel just that bit more special than what the Audi does. It's about a feeling with me and what cars do for you, and this does it more. So really, yeah, I don't have any niggles. The bland interior was a niggle, but it's something I can cope with. Though one thing I do like, and we've discovered about this, which the Audi R8 has not got, you just take a look at the top. We've got all there's turbo gauges and everything. The vital things you need to see. And look how they're incorporated there, right above the vents, right in view where you need them, very clear and precise, and the Audi hasn't got any. It is a lovely car for its age. I would never get tired of a car like this, and a lot of people might not ever believe that the Audi is shared with this. You strip everything away, you've got your same floor plan and everything, but as a car that you can slam on track and live with, this Lamborghini Gallardo does it. It really does. It's not as big as the Murcielago or Aventador or any of its bigger brothers, so that's how it's much more manageable on the roads. Things like everyday running costs, obviously it's going to be massive, a car like this, as you'd expect. But if you've the money to buy a car like this, you should have the money to run it. But looking around the vehicle, obviously you've no back seats in the Audi. You really are planted into this with the engine, you really will feel a jolt in the spine when you shoot off in this. And yeah, it is an older car, but with this, out of the two, they're both classed as supercars, but with this has got the drama. I expect drama with a supercar. When I see one, even if you just mention a name, I expect pantomime, I expect drama, I expect the wow factor. And with the Audi R8, I don't think you get that. So, straight away, obviously getting in the Audi R8, newer vehicle, everything feels fresh and new, even so it's not brand new. You can just tell that everything is better in quality. Now don't forget, yes, Audi made this, and they made the Lambo, and Audi are known for build quality. Obviously German, superior build quality. But one thing that's getting me from the Lambo is the Audi R8 is too clinical. It's like you've got your standard kitchen with the Lambo, but when you get into this, everything's all zinc worktops and all pristine. It's all too German. Luckily with the Lambo they was allowed to make an Italian supercar, and for all this is great, and yeah, down on power and things like that. It's a smaller engine in this one. You can get the V10 now in the new Audi R8, but it's everything. Everything's polished and all silver and very, you dare put a fingerprint on it. But it's much more livable car. Things like, look again at the headroom I've got here now. I have much more headroom, and one thing that's striking me straight away, these seats I wish was in a Lamborghini, because these seats are doing it for me. These are more comfy, they're more supportive. Again, obviously you don't have any back seat, though one thing I've noticed, the back of the Lamborghini is much better with your speaker system and such. This feels here just a little bit not finished, but again, we're talking a car which is half the price of the Lamborghini. So if you're just wanting driving thrills and not to feel as special, this is brilliant for an everyday car. You've a bit more space for putting bags and stuff in it than you have the Lambo. Not much more, but a bit. All your instruments, obviously, with this are more updated than the Lambo, with sat-nav and everything. Everything is much more up to date, obviously. But it's not giving me the fizz. It's not doing for me what the Lamborghini does. Just looking at the Lamborghini, that's it. You think, oh wow, look at that. Not the colour, but just everything about the car. The lines on the Lamborghini are standing up even today. Whereas this, there's a lot on the roads. Don't get me wrong, if I were given this car, I'd defend it to the hilt and I'd be happy with it. But it's too clinical, it's too German. And I honestly think I would slowly get a little bit stalled of it. I would. I mean, yeah, you're talking a car half the price, but it's a bit frightening that all the optional extras on it are all at cost, and a big cost. You're forking a lot out for a lot of things which you'd expect with a car like this. Whereas with a Lambo, you've got all the bells and whistles there and there. So, yeah, it is a question of choice, and it's also, I think, a question of generation. I think this will appeal more to the younger end, as it is. Whereas I think the Lamborghini will cross over the board and appeal more to like middle-aged, the older sort that do favour the proper Italian sports car, which hence that is. The Germans are very good at making things, there's no denying that, with all the build quality. It is really good. But I think they've not put everything into this as a supercar. I mean, an example. We're in a supercar, right? And there's a button that you can press for sport. When you press it, it puts an exclamation mark up on the dashboard saying sport, as if to say, what? You've pressed the sport button in a supercar? Are you mad? Well, it shouldn't be that way. You're in a supercar, so they say. There should be no need to press the sport button. It should be woof, and that's it. So the thing is, and I've got to say it, for me, cars like this are what they do for you. It's not just how they drive and the power they've got. It's what they do for you. And this car does not give me that same special feeling as what the Lambo does. These seats are really good. I could have these seats in my house. I really think these. So yeah, it's the little things, but it's too clinical. It is too clinical. Now the looks on the outside are good, but I don't agree you'd have to pay extra for some things. So I'll step outside and I'll just show you something. Okay, styling on both cars. As I did point out, I really do like the styling in the Audi R8. I think they've really done well with it. There is little touches, simple things like these carbon fibre sides. It does break actually the pattern and it does look well. They've gone alright with the vents and things like that, and I do like the wheels. Them cut wheels are really good. I don't think the fronts on this one is a bit toned down, but obviously now there is a newer version out. This is the first one. But to me it doesn't look very aggressive, but it's subtle, but you know, okay. What I like about this is when we come around the back. My favourite. You can see the engine bay. Now, for a lot of kids, seeing a car like this, that is like a flame to a moth. They'll love that. Just staring and seeing an engine bay, great. And I think that's a good touch. There's a lot of them probably just covered that over and you won't see your engine, which is a shame because it's a nice looking engine. I do love how the back's sculpted. For those in the know, you can see pieces when you look at this and you look at the Lambo where they're lifting bits from. So, when you look at the styling of this, obviously the engine bay is covered over. I think that's a bit of a shame. But we've got an overflow vents, obviously, which are needed for everything like that. And I do like all this. Like I said, you can see the areas where the cars are based on the same floor plan. You can see it. Now the lines on this are standing up. They're really standing the test of time. Whereas, I'm not sure if the Audi will. I'm just not sure if they will. So, like I said, to sum up, which would I have on my drive? And I think I'm obviously making this plain. If I were to open my curtains one morning and see which car I'm going to be sat on my drive, it would be the Lamborghini. Because of what this car still makes me feel like if I'm driving it. And I'm not just getting that with the R8. You're going to get the looks in this, but you'd really get looks and admiring looks with the Lambo.